Act couldn't even get to the floor for a vote in the Senate this week. So, with 9 days to go before the August 2nd deadline, what's the next step in the debt battle? Joining us now, Alabama Republican Mo Brooks. He is a co-sponsor of the Cut, Cap, and Balance Act of 2011. Congressman, great to have you in today.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Well, it got to the Senate and it will go no further. So, what's next?
Well, it may go further. We'll have to wait and see until such time as either the Senate or the White House proposes something. And as of today, they have proposed nothing that's in legislative form that the public can examine, determine the merits of. Cut, Cat, and Balance is the only game in town.
How do you respond to their criticism that this is nothing more than Republicans imposing their budgetary philosophy on everybody else on Capitol Hill?
Well, that's what it's supposed to be. We're supposed to share our belief system in the legislation that we sponsor. So that should not strike anyone as abnormal. But let's look at the merits of it. We're only cutting $111 billion when we've got a $1.5 trillion problem, yet the Democrats holler that's too much. That's only a 7 or 8% solution for FY12. Then you've got the cap to try to get the amount of government spending to what has been historical levels instead of being on this spending binge that the Democrats have put in play over the last 3 or 4 years. And then the most important part of it is balance. A balanced budget constitutional amendment that will force Washington to do the right thing, that quite frankly will give Congress the backbone that right now it lacks.
And we talked about the fact that you think maybe a two-tiered approach could work here, that part of the debt ceiling is approved with the notion that this balanced budget amendment will get out to the states. They've got to ratify 2/3 of them, and that the rest of the money to raise the debt ceiling would kick in after that ratification. How long do you think that process would take, and do you think it is going to happen?
Well, my personal preference is exactly as you've described it. The balanced budget constitutional amendment has to be the core of any kind of solution to this mounting debt that threatens America with a insolvency and bankruptcy. And to me, we can't just pass a balanced budget constitutional amendment and wait 5, 6, or 7 years for the states to act. That risk an insolvency and bankruptcy that is a major threat to the United States of America's economy and our national defense capabilities. So from my perspective, first, if you're going to have a debt ceiling increase of, say, $2 trillion, just to throw out a number. Okay, first trillion when Congress passes that balanced budget. And then the second trillion only goes into effect after the states have ratified it. Therefore, there is pressure on the states to approve a balanced budget constitutional amendment that will protect future generations from the kind of problems we're facing today.
Is there a rift within the GOP?
Well, we've got 240-something House members and 240-something different opinions. And I suspect that the same can be said of the Democrats. Now, we tend to have groups of us that are closer together and groups of us that are further apart. Same thing with the Democrats. You've got 435 congressmen, so you're going to have different values and different opinions reflecting each of our congressional districts. Nothing abnormal about that either.
All right, Congressman Mo Brooks out of Alabama, thanks for your time today.
Thank you. I appreciate the opportunity.
And to keep this fair and balanced, coming up, we are going to hear from one of Congressman Brooks' colleagues, Democrat Adam Schiff. He is coming up in the next hour, so stay tuned for the other side of the debate. All right, with all the urgent discussions taking place about how to solve our debt crisis here in the U.S., market watchers are eager to see what's going to happen when trading begins in Asia a little bit later this evening. Fox Senior Business Correspondent Brenda Butner joins us now to talk about